So the confirmation has now come from the Ukrainian side, because we were waiting for that, Axel.
Yeah, that's right. Not long ago, we actually heard Ukrainian officials basically confirming that the first vessel containing that much-needed grain is finally on the move. Is leaving the port city of Odessa, is heading towards Lebanon. But before reaching Lebanon, that vessel is going to make a short stop in Istanbul to be inspected, as we heard in my previous report, and because of a joint cooperation center that was established in Istanbul. International observers will have a chance to inspect that vessel just to make sure there's no smuggling of weapons there. Among the team that's going to be inspecting that vessel are international observers, but also the Russians and the Ukrainians, just to make sure everything is according to a plan.
Axel, what about the diplomacy here in terms of the guarantees given by both the Ukrainian side and the Russian side? Who's monitoring that?
So they have a mechanism that's basically going to be put in place just to make sure that all sides actually honor the deal. And we've been hearing in the past couple of days the United Nations and Türkiye calling all parties to honor the deal and to refrain basically from any action that's going to harm this agreement, and it's going to be against the spirit of this agreement. And that means there are no military positions in those ports. We're just talking about more than 20 million tons of grain that's been basically stuck in silos there for months now, since the beginning of this invasion. So most eyes are basically looking at the Russians, because we've seen in the past couple of days there was multiple attacks carried out by the Russians. They were targeting the port cities. The Russians say they had legit military targets over there, but there is no indication of such targets, especially at the positions, especially at those locations where the missiles hit in the port city along the coast in the Black Sea.
And you were telling us just 15 minutes ago or so that this is very much going to be a test run for all the other ships that will be leaving. A strap running across the screen as you talk to us, saying that Ukraine has confirmed that 17 ships are already loaded with grain.
That's correct. This is the first one, just to make sure that it's going to have a smooth ride through that safe corridor that we talked about earlier, because this is really important. It's a very dangerous journey to reach Istanbul, and from Istanbul to reach Lebanon, because we're talking about the safe corridor. We're talking about the waters that are heavily infested with sea mines. And those sea mines, they were planted since the beginning of the conflict. Some of them planted by the Russians, but some of them by the Ukrainians. And the Ukrainians say they were forced to do so because they wanted to protect their land from more attacks carried out by the Russians.
Okay, Axel, thank you very much indeed. Really appreciate it. Axel Zaimovich with the very latest from the Ukrainian side with this first ship with Ukrainian grain leaving the port of Odessa.